Hello students, how are you doing? I hope you've all been keeping well and keeping busy and keeping drumming. I can't wait to welcome you back to the studio. I'm really looking forward to seeing everybody behind the kit again. I thought I'd send this little video just to run you through some changes in the practices and the protocols that will be going on at the studio from now onwards for a little while in the light of all the stuff that's been going on. So I'm going to try and keep it short, no comment please. But just in case you're in a rush and you haven't got time to watch this, it's probably going to be 5 minutes long. I'm going to mention first the things that you need to know before you leave home, which are, you need to bring some things with you to your lesson. If you could, bring your sticks, bring your book if you're using one at the minute, like a grade book or a drum method book or whatever it might be, or your current sheets, the stuff we've been working on in the last couple of lessons, or if you keep a folder, that kind of thing. Headphones or earphones, I'll run through why in a little bit. Some ear protection for anyone who's coming with you, again I'll kind of explain why later, and a drink if you want one. The time of pineapple juice at the studio is over unless you bring your own. So those 5 things, if you could bring those with you, that would be fantastic. Sticks, your music, your headphones or your earphones, ear protection for anyone who's coming with you, and a drink, that would be great. That's maybe all you need to know before you leave home. Apart from maybe 1 or 2 things, I was going to mention, for safety reasons, masks. Now, I've taken a lot of measures that I'm going to run you through in a minute to make the studio all safe and COVID secure. Part of the reason for me doing that and taking as many steps as I can in other ways is to avoid needing to teach with a mask on, or to make everybody wear a mask if you come in to the studio. Hopefully there'll be enough other measures in place that we don't need to do that. But if you want to wear a mask, please do. And if you want me to wear a mask, please just let me know and I will. That'll be no problem at all. I know different people are in different situations. Some people can be more easygoing, other people maybe have kind of people shielding at home or particular kind of health conditions to consider. So if you want me to wear a mask during lessons, that'll be absolutely fine, just let me know. Or if you're more comfortable with a mask on, that's cool as well. And the other thing that I should mention, this is a really boring one, is insurance. Like I say, I've taken lots of steps to make sure that the place is safe. No one can actually tell me, is it okay to have drum lessons again by now? Drum lessons, for some weird reason, are not on any government lists of what you are and are not allowed to do at any given date. But I've kind of gone by the 3rd of August is the dates when the pubs are opening, and you can go to, you know, all kinds of different places. You can meet in groups in Wales, in groups of up to 30 outdoors. So there's a lot of things you can do now which I reckon are more risky than come to a drum lesson, especially with the new setup in the studio. So having said that, I will have done, taken a load of steps and done a risk assessment and all that kind of stuff, but nobody can tell me if I'm insured. So if you come to the studio and you were to contract COVID-19 here, please don't sue me. You come at your own risk. I've tried to make that risk as small as I can in every way I can think of, but you do need to come at your own risk because nobody can tell me if I'm insured for public liability in case of COVID or not, because guidelines are all kind of very non-specific. That was really boring, wasn't it? Right, that's all you need to know before you leave home. Bring your 5 things: sticks, music, headphones, ear protection for someone else, and a drink. If you come at your own risk. If you want me to wear a mask, just let me know. So they're the only things I wanted to kind of run you through before you even left the house. I think I should give you a guided tour of the studio and how it's looking. So excuse me while I turn this camera around. Here we go. Right, now a few things that are different. First thing is our cleaning shelf. Ta-da! In between every lesson I will be cleaning the studio. I've scheduled in a 15-minute break so that everything will get kind of cleaned, wiped down and sprayed so that everything's virus free. For that reason, if you could be punctual, that would be really helpful. Don't come too early because I'll still be cleaning the studio after the last student. Don't come too late because I won't be able to kind of run on after our lesson time. That'll be a tricky challenge for me as well. I'll have to keep lessons to the actual length they're supposed to be. so that I can clean the studio. That's a prolonged shot of some cleaning materials, isn't it? What else? Oh yes, this is the not very subtle new addition to the studio, is a whopping big screen. So there's a screen halfway dividing the studio, which is much more empty than the studio was before. I've kind of cleared out as much stuff as I can, and we've got this screen here so that the studio is divided into two clear parts. One will be for you, one will be for me. When you turn up the studio, the doors will be open, and if it's sunny or not raining and if it's daylight, we'll keep the doors open so that there's as much fresh air circulating as possible, and you'll have one half of this lovely studio to yourself. In fact, closer to 2/3 probably. Populating your half of the studio is this rather glorious acoustic drum kit. This is what you will be playing. We can't swap drum kits anymore. I can't go, ooh, let's try that on the acoustic, and ooh, tell you what, let's do this bit on the electric. So you are going to be playing the acoustic kit. If there are events on Akoid, which is highly unlikely because I think most of their events have been cancelled for obvious reasons, then I might occasionally set up an electric kit in this space instead. But for the most part, we're going to be playing the acoustic kit. That is why I mentioned ear protection for anyone who's coming with you, because they have, this is the exciting bit, a sofa. Hello! So no more balancing on drum stools or perching on the desk or needing to sit outside. You can grab a seat on the sofa, but as you can see, it's quite close to the drum kit. So anyone who's sitting on there is going to need some kind of ear protection if they care about their hearing at all. It's also next to the speaker. So if you're coming along and you've driven someone to their lesson and you're going to sit on the sofa and soak it all in with earplugs in, or maybe just like headphones over your ears or earbuds in or something like that, you'll be next to the speaker as well, but the speaker might not be on. This is another exciting little development. This here is a headphone socket. So I mentioned earlier, bring your headphones or your earphones, because when you're sitting at the acoustic kit, you'll be able to plug yourself in to yonder headphone socket, and you will have whatever tunes we're playing on the PA system will be able to come through your headphones, so it'll be direct in your lugholes. That helps protect your hearing because you don't need to have the PA on so loud right behind you. It also shields your ears from some of the drum noise, and of course it puts the music right by your ears where you can hear it best. So this is your half of the studio. It's the acoustic kit, the sofa, headphone socket, oh, and as well, I will just point out this little shelf here. I have said bring all your own stuff. If you forget, don't panic. We've always got stuff here. Obviously, the less we kind of handle things between one lesson and the next, the better. But if you do forget your stuff, there's sticks, rods, more sticks, more rods, and some ear protection in there. Oh, that reminds me actually, because the acoustic kit thing, if you reckon a whole lesson on the kit might be a bit intense or a bit loud for the person who's coming with you, and you've got rods, feel free to bring them or to use the ones that are here if you're stuck. So that's your half of the studio. I'll just give you a little sneak peek around the other side of this huge screen here. By the way, the screen might seem weird to some of you guys, but actually when you're a drummer, you kind of get used to it because people screen you in all the time. You might have seen stages, live stages, where people have screens around the drum kit, and also of course in the studio you'll often be in a little room by yourself, away from the rest of the band. It's not because drummers smell, it's because we're too loud. Anyway, this is my half of the studio here. So I've got my little Lecky kit set up so I can demonstrate stuff. And a little snare drum, and I've got my little control center over there. All the audio gear is all over there, and everything I need for teaching. Got me manuscript paper and me headphones, and obviously the fluorescent highlighters, critical teaching tool, so that I don't need to leave my little box. So once you guys rock up, I can squeeze in through this little gap and stay in my box and make sure that I'm not breathing on anyone. So there you go. Thank you very much for watching this. I'm guessing whether this is going to catch me or not here, because I've turned it around the other way. Thanks for watching. Bring the 5 things with you. I'm really looking forward to seeing you here. I know there's a whole pile of like, oh, we got to think about this and this and this and this. But actually, what I'm really looking forward to is seeing you playing the drums again. So yeah, hurry on up. Come on over. I look forward to seeing you soon. Toodaloo.